Private returns indicate the relation of the individual costs to the personal benefits of a certain investment in higher education. The costs for education are especially time and money. They vary, depend on the higher education institution, degree, subject, duration of studies, and are mainly paid by the individual. Of course, we are aware of the costs of a particular education, values that wouldn't incur for an alternate occupational path. There are, firstly, direct costs, tuition fees, general and long-term enrollment fees, and special fees for registration, etc. Secondly, indirect monetary costs, additional costs for books, tutorials, also commuting, living, in comparison to the situation if one hadn't chosen this educational path but would have worked instead. Thirdly, indirect non-monetary costs, pressure, loneliness, having no spare time, additional stress caused by changed preferences and time structure, financial burden or the intellectual challenge. Also, missing familial stability, psychological problems, or moving to an unknown environment. The opportunity costs, fourthly, number the time invested in education. These costs measure the lost net income if you hadn't studied but would have worked instead. Opportunity costs are calculated as income for a reference group on the next lower educational level. But of course, there are not only costs, there are also benefits. So, who profits from education? Firstly, the investing person, of course, with a lifelong benefit. Secondly, the society, today's and future generations, and the state. There are private monetary benefits for the individual, mostly after graduation, an increased relative net income and higher pension. Also, there's positive change in consumers' behavior and higher participation in social life. Non-monetary benefits for the individual and society. Positive external effects. Studies have found out that the higher the educational level, the lower the risk of unemployment because of better labor market opportunities, and the higher the satisfaction with work and life. The higher the social status, the more efficient are the decisions made, the less is the crime rate, the more conscious is dealing with political topics, the better the health and higher the life expectancy. Now we got an overview over the single components. What is that return to education? Without boring you with too detailed maths, returns to education include today's investment in education as monetary and non-monetary costs during the consumption of that investment, as well as an immediate need satisfaction and future monetary and non-monetary benefits. The result of the efficiency analysis indicate if and to which extent an investment is profitable. Okay, now, let's research how profitable your investment in higher education is. Thank you very much for taking part in my study. Ciao.